Hello everybody, this is Brixfriends with my second video, and as promised I will summarize quickly the things from LEGO Space that I had back in the days. And in the end I will just theorize a little about what that means for the things that I can build for my LEGO city, where just having in mind these particular space parts, that's probably not that easy. So the first things that I can remember, really, that I can remember playing with that are these two things. The left one, I got that, I think that is from 78. I can actively remember that. I also had the other one, but I think maybe this was passed on to me by somebody else. Probably that was a little before my time, but I had that. And yeah, I think they were both kind of carriers, so you had this shuttle inside and then could just go in there and fly off. It was really cool. Really nice memories. And also very nice memories when I saw back these things. These are all things that I had, and I got that for birthday and for Christmas, some small stuff. And I mean, if you had asked me what kind of Lego did you have 20 or 25 years ago, I couldn't have remembered these. I couldn't have described it. But now I'm looking that up and I'm seeing the pictures, and I totally remember it. It's so nice memories, just remembering how you constructed that. This thing here on the great thing, I remember how I had many of these great parts and how you had to stick these rockets in there, and it's just, yeah, I really, now that I see it, I remember constructing that. And this one I really hold on to this very long, and the robot, and it's, yeah, so much fun seeing back these things. Going a little in size, I had these things as well. This one, the gray one, that one, I like that very much. I think the black ones here, both of them, I had them twice or something. This is the newest space thing I ever had. So after that, I didn't buy and get any Lego anymore. I grew out of it, and now I'm growing back into it, which is nice. But this is just like the newest thing for Lego Space that I got. Yeah, well, I also had this light and sound things. That was so great. I mean, that was just on the peak of my Lego enthusiasm, and I got all of these, and it was so great. I can remember just waiting until it was dark outside, and you switch off the lights, and you would switch all these on in some kind of position in the room, and the sounds and everywhere. And whoa, that was so great. Yeah, well, really great memories. The biggest things I had were these ones. This is the oldest one. Once again, I'm not sure whether this was really given to me or whether this was just passed on from somebody else to me, because this it seems a little old for me, but I had it. And these other things, I all got these for Christmas or something all over the years. Great things. Great. These two in the bottom, I really loved these because they were so large, and I think you could leave the base behind in this certainly, and I think in this one as well. It was really cool. This visor opened up with some Lego Technics mechanism. Really great set. I also had the space stations. Also very nice things. I think this one is the older one. And the black one must have been one of the first series where the Lego Space guys got the new helmets with the visor. But I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah, this moved, or also this opened up so that this little plane could land here and could fly out, could be launched better. Really cool things. Yeah, and this is just like the cherry on the cake. That's the icing on the cake. This is really the reason why I decided, okay, I have to build something with this, because I checked out on eBay and on Bricklink, and this thing goes like for 250 euros or something, and I got it. So when I build a city, this will be a pivotal part of it. I will just make some metro line with this monorail, and then I just hope that the thing still works. It's been in the basement for 20, 25 years, and I'm really looking forward to trying this out, whether the engine still works. Well, if it does, well, big joy, and if it doesn't, a big bummer. I'd have to find a way to repair it somehow. But I mean, this is just great. I'm so looking forward to integrating this into the city and have it just go through the houses and over the roads, and yeah. So that's just great. So really, what does that mean for the parts that I have? Since I had so much Lego space and I now want to build a city, well, that's a problem, right? Because it's not necessarily the same parts. For most of the parts, it's really no problem, right? But I piled up here some typical space parts that really you wouldn't really know how to use that in a city. It's a little difficult. It's not the typical things that you would use in a Lego city for buildings and houses. And so in this Lego digital designer file, I tried to find some ways to make particular use of the typical space parts that you got. I remember I have so many of these things, and I really need to find a way, and of these as well, to use them and make some use for that in a creative way that makes also sense in a Lego city. So I don't know, maybe some kind of fence could be constructed with these things, right? Also with these camera-like things. Or I don't know, some bicycle racks. I don't know. That would be options. Here I constructed some house where I could try. Okay, can I put these things under the roof, or can I make a nice antenna with that? And here's some balcony construction, right? That you could kind of like put on the side of the house as a later addition, because some people wanted to have a balcony or something. That could be an option. A hanging traffic light you can do with these things, right? That's really great. You could make some hanging bridge or some pathway, right? Just imagine a rocky hiking path or something, and you have some a bridge like that over a ravine or something. You can also make ladders from these. So that are all good options. What else do I got? Yeah. Oh, I also like this kind of bridge, right? Where you can apply these typical space parts in a really creative way. I think that looks fine, right? Don't bother about the stairs. This is obviously not pretty, right? So this is just to illustrate how you could design this, and how you can make use of this typical space parts that you normally wouldn't find in a city. And you can, I think, you really, if you give it a little time and you're all a little creative, you have nice ideas, I think you can use these all these space parts in a more or less decent way. The same for all these wings that I got, right? Well, here they are. Right, all these wings, I have so many of them, and I was really thinking hard about what can I do with that. I don't want to build a typical space center in my city and just, oh yeah, look, this is my space center. No, I think that's too easy. I have to find better ways to use that, and I think I find a few. One thing that I want to do is this solar power plant, so that works with the concentration of the sun in the top of the tower, and then it converts it into a focused heat point, and then just it would run like any thermal electrical plant. So this is a really nice way to use many of the space part, right? These mirrors, this is a good way to use all my gray and white wings that I might have. These engines, I don't know what that even is. Also, when you build some of these substations, right, you can use many of the space parts, all these technical things that you might have, right? This is also another advantage of a power plant. You can use these, and probably also these parts, all are typical space parts. You can use that for these kind of things. So this would be a rooftop where you can also use your wings in a very nice way. I didn't finish this up, so on top of this you could just continue with the roof right up, or you just choose to let it flat like that. Doesn't really matter. Either way, you have a really nice way of using your wings. So I really like that. I'm pretty sure I will do this with maybe the black wings that I got, maybe to have a black roof here on a building similar to this. I think that would look really nice. Here is something that I thought maybe if you have a bridge, right, the typical bridge you can construct, you could use these things as a typical protection, so that would, if any little boat would go into the pillar, then these would just cause it to slide by, and or maybe some danger signs or something. It could also be a nice way. What I find a little more harder is this typical space part, right? I can just this one here. Well, this is a little harder. I mean, what could you do with this? You can just make some jet ski for the beach. A telephone booth would, I mean, with mobile phones, this is not really an issue anymore. And you might try to build something into a columns, into the structure, the facade of a house. Might work. I'm not convinced by that yet. I don't know, but I don't have too much of them. Yeah, maybe 10, 15 or 20 of those with my space things. I don't know, so that's not that big of an issue. So with all the things and the ideas I got for the different space parts, what I did here is I just marked them in the color that I think sorry, that I think it would be hard or easy to find applications in the Lego City for that. Um, the black ones I didn't try too hard because I know I don't have too much of these things anyway, so that's not too big of an issue. But all the green and blue ones, these I think I find easy applications for in my city, so no problem at all giving that some meaningful use for Lego City. The yellow ones, well, in between, um, and the red ones will be really the tough ones. I don't know. I have so many of those, and I also have the older parts, so they don't have these little holes here, so that they would fit on another plate entirely. Um, I think it will be really hard to find something sensible for these. But hey, I focused very much on the wings and on these parts, and I really found some nice solutions. So maybe in the future I can also find nice ways to think of something for these particular parts. Yeah, so that much for my Lego space part and set overview and the plans I have for my city. Well, next I will do the same thing for the Lego City and Pirates. So I hope you liked it, and yeah, take care till next time.